Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a funny but not funny story time video. This is why I called my channel Rebel Queen, because you guys, I started at such a young age, girl. So if you guys can tell by the title of this video, I was a little thief. Yes, I went shoplifting as a kid. So a lot of you guys are probably like clicking on this because you're like, girl, how are you shoplifting as a kid? Like, who knows how to shoplift as a kid? I do. So you guys, it's actually a pretty funny story. Thinking about it now, like in my 30s, and thinking back as I was a little kid, like I had no idea what I was doing. I was just like, hey. So you guys, I don't remember exactly how old I was. I was living in Colorado at this time, so I was probably extremely young. Maybe, I don't know how old I was. I had to have a babysitter, okay? So that's how old I was. I was still extremely young enough to where I couldn't stay at home by myself, and I had to have a babysitter. So my mom and my dad had to work really late one night, and of course I was stuck at my babysitter's, and her friends, I remember, they wanted to go shopping, and here I am being a little burden that I am. Had to go with them to the mall because they wanted to shop and buy all this stuff that they were doing, whatever they're doing, probably get ready for that weekend, going out, because they were like 16, 17, and I was like 6, 7, and I had this little backpack. It was like over your shoulder backpack, like the style nowadays that people are still rocking, and I had no idea, you guys. So I had this little backpack, and I'm like, okay, cool, we're going shopping. We're going shopping. In reality, they're going shopping, not me. And I get in the car, we're all going up to the mall, and I remember we went into the store, and it had a lot of jewelry, you guys, and they weren't really watching me. Girls were not watching me, because obviously if they were watching me, I would not be shoplifting, now would I? So they went into the store, and I was like, I'm like, okay, I'm like watching everybody, and everybody's like taking stuff off the hangers, looking at it, they're trying on the jewelry, and here I am like 6, 7 years old. I have no idea what's going on, and I decide to take my backpack because I'm like, well, everybody else is doing it, why not me, right? So I take my backpack off, and everything that was like at my hand level of me being 6, 7 years old, and I'm like, ooh, I want this. Ooh, I want this. Ooh, I want ooh, what is this? Girl, I didn't even know what I was grabbing. I was just grabbing shit, okay? Because I saw everybody else in the store just picking stuff up and looking at it, because I had no idea what was going on. My parents shopped for me at that time, and so I'm just grabbing stuff and putting it in my backpack. I had no idea. My babysitter obviously had no idea, because, you know, the only person that was watching me was the person running the store, okay? They were watching me. They were watching my little ass, okay? And me, I still have no idea. Ooh, what is this? Ooh, what is this? Like, girl, I walked out of there with my whole bag filled to the rim, okay? Like, this little 6-year-old was not playing, okay? I wanted that jewelry. I wanted those sunglasses. Whatever I was looking at, I was grabbing it and putting it in my bag, okay? So, we get up. Finally, my babysitter comes and finds me, and she goes, come on, we need to go check out. We're done. And I said, okay. And then I come along, and we're up at the checkout lane. Girl, I still am oblivious. So what's going on? And I noticed that this guy standing behind the counter kept staring. Like, he was death staring at me. Like, if looks could have killed, I would have been dead by this dude, okay? He's like... I'm just sitting there like... That's a little 6-year-old. And then I hear him ask my babysitter, is that girl with you? And she's like, oh yeah, I'm babysitting her. And he goes, well, I think she's stealing. And she goes, oh, she wouldn't do that. And so then my babysitter turns and looks at me and goes, were you stealing? And I'm like, no. And she's like, don't lie to me. I'm like, no, I'm not stealing. I don't even know what that means. And she's like, well, see, she's not stealing. And the guy goes, well, I've been watching her and she's been putting all this stuff in her backpack. And I said, no. Well, I guess because I kept saying no. This was like back in the 90s when I guess people weren't offended by anything and you could just pretty much do whatever and whatever. And I guess he went to his boss and we made it out the door. We make it out the door. And this really tall guy, like, he was like taller than me. So he was like, he seemed like a giant to me because I'm like a little 6-year-old. And this dude is like, boom, up to here for me, right? And he goes, excuse me, miss. And I turned around and I go, yes. And he goes, is there anything in that bag that belongs to the store? I said, no. And my babysitter goes, stop lying to them. Do you have anything? Because why are we being stopped again? And I said, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. And he goes, can I see your bag? And I said, sure. Because I'm 6 years old. I don't see anything wrong. That shoplifting was wrong. I did not know that that was wrong. And he opens my bag and girl, he's pulling this out. And he is legit like, this is my bag. And he is literally pulling jewelry out. And he is pulling jewelry out. And keep in mind, I had random shit in there. He's pulling out a scarf. He's pulling whatever he could find. And he goes, what is this? And I said, I don't know. I said, I was just shopping. And he goes, well, you had to pay for it. And I'm like, well, I didn't know. So the most embarrassing part of this whole story is I had to take my backpack, walk back into that store, and go to the front desk and take everything out of my bag and place it back on the counter while my babysitter was. And I had to tell them that I was sorry for shoplifting. And then I sit there and I remember my exact words were, I'm sorry for shoplifting. And then I remember the guy telling me, he goes, he kneels down on his knee and he goes, you gotta pay for this stuff, honey. You can't just take that stuff. He goes, what you did was a criminal offense. He goes, if that would have been anybody else, and they would have been older than you, they would have went to jail. And I was like, then I started crying because all I heard was jail. And I started crying. And then my babysitter is trying to calm me down. He's trying to calm me down. And then, so pretty much like the morals of the story is like, he was telling me, you're not supposed to shoplift. You have to pay for those items. They're not free. And I just told him that I didn't know because I didn't know at that time. Like, I just wanted to shop with like my babysitter like she was doing. I did not realize you had to pay for that stuff. So then we get home and I kept begging my babysitter to not tell my mom. What does my babysitter do? Tells my mom. So then I got my ass beat that night for shoplifting. So now I'm 32 years old. I sit back and I think to myself, alright, like I watch like theft videos from Walmart on YouTube and like some of the shit that people steal, and then your ass goes to jail and you're sitting in there with Mr. Bubbles and he's like, what you in here for? I'm in here for stealing toothpaste. Yeah. No, that's not cute. You know what I'm saying? So like now that I'm old and I realize like that was stupid, but we all learn from our mistakes. So yeah, you guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this little cute, funny story time video. I thought it was funny because, you know, girl, I was going to town with that bag and I'm just like, whoo, I didn't care what it was. As long as it fit in my bag, it went in. I'm like, yes, girl. I wanted earrings. Okay? I was 6 years old. I wanted my hoops. Plus 10 million other things. So yeah, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this cute little story time video. If you did, please give it a big, huge thumbs up. And as always, I upload every 3 days due to working purposes. And I'll see you soon in my next video. You're beautiful. Stay true to yourself. See you guys.